Okay, hello everyone. This is KawaiiTea. I'm back with another video. I decided to do some more trans content because it's been a bit since I've done some trans content, and my channel's built on trans people, and yeah, me being trans. So yeah, I would just do, I think 25 we'll do. Yeah, we'll do 25 TikToks that are just trans, I found. Just surfing TikTok. So yeah, that's all I got. So this is 9 trans movies. It says these are ones that don't have coming out plot lines. I actually do like the coming out plot lines. They kind of tug at my heartstrings a little more. But I understand everyone has different taste. Like this one's Tangerine. The main character is a trans sex worker of some kind. And I have watched it. I am not a big fan of it, but I think that's more just me being asexual than, it being a bad movie. Because I believe it is a really good movie. I'm just not, I don't like watching a whole bunch of pervy stuff. Yeah. Actually, I should not have that playing in the background because that's probably going to be bad for copyrights. T-blockers? I've never seen that one before. I need to check that one out. This is a trans vampire movie with Nicole Maines as the star, I believe. I haven't seen that one either. That is on my list, though. Stress positions. I don't know this one. I'm going to need to check that one out. By hook or by crook? I don't know that one either. Anything's Possible. That's a really good TV show. It has to do with like some time travel stuff, which is kind of weird, but it is a really good show. Wait, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. It is a good show. I love this one. This is a trans girl. I know. Oh my God, I was confusing it with something else. I'm going to have to find that other one now. But yeah, this one's a very good movie. Movie? Yes, movie. I think, yes, it is a movie. Okay, I was over here trying to think of it. Assassination? I don't know this one. I'm going to have to check out a lot of these. I don't know Lingua Franca. I probably butchered that completely. And Summer Solstice, I don't know.
Or famous.
What's
Don't
this
watch
about?
my video. You're talented or funny or famous.
Oh, I love Morgana
Don't watch
Ignis.
my videos. It's bad content. I can't be blamed if you're out here scouring the internet looking for awful videos to watch.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Listen here, Danny. You might think you can get out of this situation by calling me talented and
I love her.
funny and famous. But I'm also deeply narcissistic, which means I'm watching any bullshit YouTube video that even remotely mentions who I am. So let that be a warning to all of you small time, or honestly, in your case,
I need to post videos
creators.
about her and see if she responds.
I probably have seen your video. I weirdly have nothing better to do with my time. Anyway, nothing but love, Danny.
If you're talented.
Oh, I love her. If you don't know who she does a lot of smaller roles, but what I've always have known her for and what I first saw her for was in Hell of a Boss. She played a trans demon girl. Oh, she was awesome. I loved her in it so much. Talks about body count, and she's like, well, you have to hide the bodies, and playing she killed people. I love Morgana Ignis. She's like one of my favorite trans people out there. She's just so awesome. But anyways.
You realize you're a woman, not because of glitter, dresses, or whatever nonsense people think gender is about, but because the lie you've been living finally starts to crack. And once that crack forms, there's no going back. It spreads. It consumes everything. And what's underneath isn't confusion. It's the most painful clarity you've ever known. You're not a man with issues. You're a woman with a secret. And now the world's about to treat you like public property.
Oh my God.
Coming out as a trans woman is not a revelation. It's a risk assessment. You don't get applause. You get panic attacks. You don't get a glow-up montage. You get disowned, misgendered, fired, or worse, fetishized by strangers, and treated like a punchline by your own family. Congrats. You just unlocked hard mode on the worst video game ever. Real life.
That's so
you think
true.
living as a guy was bad? Wait until you tell people you're not one. Suddenly everyone's a biologist with a YouTube degree in gender. But what are you really? Oh, I don't know, Karen, tired, sad, 87% rage with a splash of eyeliner. They act like you've betrayed
I
them.
actually don't use eyeliner
like
much.
Your gender was a group project, and you turned in a surprise ending, but you never seemed trans.
I feel like because I wear glasses, it doesn't show up that well.
I spent 2 decades pretending to be a cardboard cutout of masculinity. I deserve an Oscar and a refund on my entire childhood. And just in case you thought you'd get a little
I would
peace,
like that refund, though.
Welcome to trans puberty. It's like regular puberty, but this time, you're aware of everything that's wrong, and you're paying out of pocket for it. Your body changes slowly, awkwardly, and always just shy of how you want it. Voice, not quite there. Face, not quite right. Hips, a rumor. Boobs, a negotiation with God. Genetics, and spironolactone. And every change brings with it the constant echo of too late. You look in the mirror and see what could have been,
I got
what should have
small
been.
boobs.
If
They're
only you'd
okay,
known
though. I
sooner.
like them.
If only the world had let you
My
know.
wife likes them.
But instead, you get to start womanhood with the grace of a giraffe on rollerblades and the emotional baggage of a failed
That
magician.
sucks.
Every compliment is suspicious. Every stare is terrifying. Every reflection is a gamble. And let's not forget the bathroom panic. You enter a public restroom and instantly become a potential headline. You're either too masked for the women's room or too threatening for the men's. No matter where you go, someone's going to look at you like you're a crime scene in progress. You don't pee in public. You perform stealth missions. Your name becomes a political statement. Your pronouns become a battleground. Your voice gets analyzed like your audition.
That's actually true. I'm not sure if I've ever told this, so I apologize if I ever repeat stories or anything like that. But when I first came out and I started presenting full-time as girl, anytime me and my wife went places and I would have to go use the restroom, oh my God, I feel so bad if I had to make my wife do this, but she would always like look out for me. I don't mean that in a protecting way. I mean, like, she would go in, make sure the coast was clear so I could go use the bathroom. And then if I'm sitting on the toilet and she got done and she's there waiting for me to come out, she would have to wait 5 to 10 minutes for the bathroom to get 99% clear of people for me to come out and run to the wash my hands and leave and stuff. And I always felt bad at her for doing that to her.
For womanhood every time you speak. And the worst part, some people want to get it wrong. They misgender you like it's a competitive sport. It's just a mistake. Cool, Chad. You've made the same mistake 7 times in the last minute. Should we get your brain checked? Then there's the dating scene, an absolute circus run.
I'm so glad my wife stuck with me after the transition, because I know how horrible it is for a lot of trans people to be dating. And I'm so glad I don't have to go through with that. So I feel very bad for anyone who does. I'm so sorry. I wish... That's why T for T is such a big deal, because it's safe. You don't get attacked, usually. You don't get, all that stuff. But, yeah.
By emotionally stunted raccoons. If you're passable, you're a secret. If you're not, you're a fetish. Either way, you're rarely seen as a real person. You're an experiment, a kink, a dare. I've never been with a trans girl before is not a pickup line. It's a red flag, wearing cologne. And if you're bold enough to say you only date certain people, suddenly you're the villain. Aren't you supposed to be open-minded? You mean like how you're not? I'm not a sexual buffet. I don't exist to prove how progressive your penis is. God forbid
Right?
you want romance. Real, soft, cheesy romance, that's reserved for normal women. You get late-night texts and blurry selfies. You get propositions like you're a vending machine with anxiety. And when you finally find someone decent,
Luckily, I really don't get much
fear of being
perverted
seen
stuff.
with you. Like dating a trans woman is some scandal that'll get them exiled from their local fantasy football league. And while we're here, let's talk safety. You don't go on a date. You go on a reconnaissance mission. You send your location to friends. You memorize exits. You calculate how fast you can run in your shoes. You carry keys between your fingers like a prison shiv. All because you dared to exist in public as yourself. Even joy feels like rebellion.
I
You
really
post
want a
cute
taser or
selfie,
pepper
and
spray, but
suddenly
my
it's a
wife won't
political
let me.
statement. You're forcing your lifestyle on people. Meanwhile, straight couples post entire engagement albums with captions like, "She said yes," and no one accuses them of brainwashing children. You go to the doctor for a sore throat, and suddenly it's all about hormones. And are you post-op? Like your tonsils care what genitals you have. You just want antibiotics, not
Right?
an interrogation. And if you're not out to that provider,
Okay, I kind of understand that. I'm not trying to defend transphobic doctors, because they do exist. However, HRT does clash with certain drugs. So I understand that if you're on spironolactone or you're on progesterone or estradiol or anything like that, it might interfere with a few other ones. I'm not a medical expert. I only know what HRT does pretty much, so I don't know what they clash with, if that makes sense.
congrats. Now you have to lie through your teeth while hoping they don't kill you with ignorance. Therapists? A mixed bag. Some are affirming. Others act like you're a walking mental illness. Do you think your gender is just a symptom of trauma? No, I think your license is a symptom of capitalism. Please just help me
That's
stop
probably
crying when
true.
I hear my dead name. Every interaction becomes a performance. You modulate your voice, your mannerisms, your wardrobe.
Oh my God,
trying
I
to find that
overthink all
perfect
that
balance
so
of authentic
much.
and palatable. Because if you're too feminine, you're trying too hard. Not feminine enough, you're not really a woman. It's like walking.
I'm so uber feminine. I do so girly on my wardrobes and everything, and I don't know. Just I've always been interested in the uber girly, if that made sense. But it's weird because they mentioned modulating your voice, and I had such a hard time with my voice. I mean, I still have trouble hearing it, so a lot of times I'm really glad my wife picked up the editing part because that's so hard for me to listen to myself. But at the same time, I finally have decided I'm not going to get voice surgery. I was thinking about it for the longest time. But the thing that worries me is they say you could lose your ability to sing, and I still want to like do singing and things like that, so that's kind of a big deal breaker for me.
A tightrope in heels while everyone yells advice from below. Your past is held against you like evidence in a trial. Old photos, old names, old stories. People act like your gender invalidates your memories. But you used to play football. Yeah, and I used to be Play-Doh. People change.
Right?
And your family? That's a roulette wheel of rejection, weird support, or aggressive denial. Some say, I love you, but still dead name you at Thanksgiving. Others act like your identity is a personal attack. Why are you doing this to us? Oh, sorry, my entire existence is making you mildly uncomfortable. Let me just crawl back into my dysphoria hole and die quietly. Media isn't much better. If there's a trans woman character, she's dead, traumatized, or a joke. Half the time she's played by a man in a wig, with the emotional depth of a soap dish. And when you dare to ask for better, people scream about forced diversity, like representation.
Although that trans girl in Squid Games,
oh honey,
I liked her.
Your rights
I was so sad when she died.
Stats. Every time you check the news,
she's dead though.
Trying to ban
I think
your
that might still
healthcare,
fit the
kick
point.
you out of sports, or make it illegal to exist before 18. You get reduced to talking points, fear-mongering, and bills written by people who've never met a trans person but have a PhD in cruelty. Even allies can be exhausting. You're so brave. No, I'm tired. You're an inspiration. I'm a person. Stop putting me on a pedestal just so you can feel woke for watching me suffer in high definition. And yet, despite all of it, you still show up, still exist, still live. And that alone pisses people off, because trans women aren't supposed to thrive. You're supposed to give up. You're supposed to disappear. But you don't. You walk down the street in your favorite dress, knowing someone might follow you home. You take selfies with a face you earned. You find joy in tiny victories. A gendered ma'am at the grocery store, a good hair day, someone who gets it. You build yourself from scratch. Every inch of confidence is self-made. Every moment of happiness is carved from a world that wants you miserable. You didn't just transition, you resurrected yourself. You lit a match in the dark and dared to keep walking. And somehow, that makes you the threat. Because nothing terrifies this world more than a woman who wasn't supposed to survive. And did. You realize you're a woman.
That one is, I actually really like that video. That is so true. It's so accurate on everything. Super tall, not passable. Sometimes I just feel too insecure to get down at certain points. She's so pretty though.
Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep.
See, trans people have this thing, and I have it too, and because I know it exists, I feel like that messes with me more. To me, she is completely passable as girl. She is so pretty. But then she sees herself and she doesn't think she passes because you only see her old self. It's just such a weird phenomenon with trans people. And like, I see myself in a mirror and I'm like, okay, I don't pass. But then I get nothing but but gendered correctly at work anymore. Even when I'm covering up in like smocks because I work at Costco in the deli and I have hair nets and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how you see what is correct, but you know what I mean? It's just so weird. But because I know it exists, I'm like, maybe I do pass and I just can't see it. But now I don't know where I am. And I feel like if I put my picture on the internet, you have two groups of people. You have the trans people that even if I don't pass, they won't be honest and say I pass because I just want to know if I pass or not. And then you have the transphobic people that even if you look 100% female genetically, whatever, they still be like, you're a guy, you know, and all that stuff. So that's just, it's so annoying.
I don't want to.
But she is so pretty. I would kill to look like her. Oh my God.
Welcome back to MTF School, where we have no idea what the fuck we're doing because there's no guidebook for becoming a woman.
Oh, I hate that.
And thank you for today's request to do a braiding
I still
tutorial.
can't braid my hair. I saved this and sent this because I can't braid my hair.
And that means frizz.
When I jump in the shower and get out, sometimes to help my wavy hair,
Is a good day for
I
me
have
to
my wife braid my
I'll show you
hair
how I do it. So my
because
hair
I
is
can't do it
dry.
myself. So
don't
I
like to braid it
I
wet
saved this little
because
video just
it traps all the moisture in, and
so
my
I
hair
can
doesn't
teach
dry
myself how to
easily.
braid.
Credit to my college roommate Ashna, who lives in her braid, and I asked her to teach me when I was in college because I didn't know what to do with my hair. It's easy. You can sleep in it. You can go to school in it. So what you're gonna do is grab your brush And what I do before
And
I
if you haven't
braid
noticed
is
by
I
now,
brush
I'm
out the
only trying to
curls.
show positive trans videos because the world's full of such
start from the
negativity. I get
bottom.
so tired of seeing it on a daily basis.
And if you look like a show dog in a microwave, that means it's working. Yes, Mama, get into it. Okay. So pull it all to one side.
That's what my hair does too.
Gently brush it out again. So with all of it to one side, hold it like this. And then you're gonna take both hands.
I have trouble
and
doing
you're gonna split
like, I
it
can separate it into 2 sections. I have
into
trouble
3
separating into
equal
3.
sections.
I have trouble setting it to
They don't have
3.
to be perfect. You just gotta feel like you've got a good grasp on them. And then what you're gonna do is twist these two. Take this one in between them. Pull. Twist these two. Go underneath the other two. Pull. Then you have to grab this one with
I'm
your
just so
hands.
amazed. I'm so bad with hair.
Twist. Under. Grab. Twist. Under. Pull. And you keep going all the way down to the end. And I like to leave, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches at the end. Then you take your scrunchie, put it on, twist, pinch it, twist, pinch it, twist, pinch it, and then just kind of shift it down. So that is a simple braid.
I'm still amazed on people braiding their hair. I still
Welcome
can't
back
do
to
it.
NTF
I need to
School,
try
baby.
sometime. Before? After. Because boobs are in the way. That's the joke is trans people has boobs. Yeah, you get it. Okay, okay. I love seeing lesbian couples with trans people. I think that's just because I'm biased since I'm lesbian and, you know, my wife. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Oh, I love this. It's this little trans comic, and I really need to, and I will put all the things in the top right corner of all the, you know, accounts. So if they're not the original people, I apologize. It's just the first people I come across because, you know, internet. But yeah, it's just such a cute little trans with a cis couple. And again, I think it's just because I'm trans and my partner's cis, but it's just such a cute comic. The characters are so adorable. I just love them so much. You're doing the thing. What thing? The thing where you make me think this is too good to be real. Too good? Oh crap, never mind. Forget I said any of that. I like playing house with you even if I don't know you why you want to, and I don't really care if it's not real. Let's walk home. That's such a cute comic. I love it so much. I really want to get this book. It looks really cute as well.
And summer book that I recommend. This is not quite as new, but it's still.
It's called
new.
Girl Mode, and I
This
have
is a
not been
YA
through it, but I
graphic
really
novel.
want to find this.
It's a graphic novel. It's for young adults, and it's essentially clueless.
My problem is I never know if they're like actual books I can find in like, you know, Barnes and Nobles, or if it's just a book like, you know, I have to find on the internet and it's through a weird publisher that's not in stores.
But with the trans girl, it's about a trans girl that moves to the West Coast.
But it looks really
to Southern
cute.
California from New York, and her mom is a celebrity who is ignoring her, and she is taken under the wing of a cis girl who's like, we're going to give you a makeover and make you like girl we're making you girl conforming. We're making you more feminine. And she actually enjoys it. It's about self-confidence. It's about femininity as empowerment, but it's also about like the level of control that this cis girl is trying to exert over her femininity. But it doesn't cast the cis girl as entirely the villain. It casts her as an earnest person making a mistake who has to deal with that
That's
mistake.
good.
The trans girl main character is not a perfect person. She freaks out at somebody because she's under a lot of stress.
Oh yeah,
at a
we all
party,
get that.
and like pushes her into the pool. The boys in this book are firmly background characters. There's no like I'm dating a boy
I just
now
don't
and
like
now the
boys.
arc is fixed. It's about girl friendships.
I'm
being
sorry I'm
fixed and
biased.
about
I know a
fun
lot of
harmony
trans
between
girls like
genders
guys,
within
but
a
I
girl
do not like
friendship
guys.
that then can resolve.
I, for the
some of
life of me,
tension that
cannot
is
understand
felt
it.
by the person with less power in that dynamic. And it's also about like people having control over their own
I guess I will
narratives
just always be a
because
girl's
one of
girl, you
her
know?
boy interests leaks information about her troubled relationship with her mom to the media, and then people are all over her about it, and she doesn't want that. She doesn't want her mom's failures to be very public, and so it's about her claiming her own ownership over her narrative, and then the boy that you think is going to be the nice boy ends up being kind of weird and sexist when she wants to learn to surf with him.
Spoilers!
He's like, surfing isn't like a girl thing or whatever. And it's interesting. It feels fluffy. It feels like a teen movie, and it feels very good for like upper middle school and early high school
Looks really
in terms
cute.
of processing emotional relationships and their friendships and what they might need from other people in their lives. I think it's good.
I always wish I could just get a lot of extra income so I could buy a boatload of these kind of books and put them to libraries. You know, so trans people can actually see these books more often and like, ugh.
It's
I always hate being,
It's by
I feel like
Magdalena
stalled by
Saccio.
money,
I think
if
that's
that
how you
makes
pronounce her
sense.
name.
Oh my
and
God.
Paulina Ganesho. Girl mode.
Oh no, my heart's bigger than my wallet.
I'm gonna hold your tits while I say this, okay?
They're from my wife, but
Nice.
thank you, I grew them myself.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't realize.
What the?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't realize how
Hi.
far vocal training has gone for me until I have moments like with my friends earlier this week.
Oh my God,
So,
I'm
like,
the
I
same
vocal train
way.
primarily for and at work, primarily just because, like, yeah, I'm gonna be sitting here talking to people for the next 8 hours. Might as well get some training out of it, and it carries over the house. Ergo, like right now, this is typically what I sound like to most people whenever I'm at work. And I still feel like I have a lot of work to go in vocal
Yeah, like,
training, especially in terms of like a non-customer
I used to
service
try
where
to
it's just,
go
like, an everyday
uber
speaking tone like I
girly,
usually would, like, for
and this
right
is
here.
where my
But I
voice is
didn't realize
now,
how much
naturally.
actual change has gone through until we were hanging out before D&D. We were singing Epic the Musical. We got to Polyphemus's part where like he's like, "You stole my
I've never
sheep,
seen
you stole
that.
my sheep, my favorite sheep," and I just dropped down, "You killed my sheep, my favorite sheep." And when that happened, I just look over and see my partner, my friend M, just standing there, just like, "Don't do that again." I'm like, "What? What's different?" They're like, "That does not sound like you anymore." I'm like, "Interesting."
It's funny because my wife does the same thing. Because I will do that exact same thing. Because, you know, sometimes I do characters in my games and I'll do the voices for both sides. And when I do the guy voices, she hates it so much.
Apparently, this is
So-
like my typical tone.
so
now
this
instead of, like,
completely reminds
dropping
me
down
of
to here.
her.
Like, this is actual effort to get back down to here where I was before. Jesus Christ. Like, that feels like stretching my voice further.
Yeah, you might want to close your ears, sweetie, because I'm going to try again. But, like, this is right where my pitch is. And sometimes it can kind of go a little lower. But that's really not over to where it used to be. But I can go really deep. Oh, my God. That's so weird. No.
Down than this does right here. But yeah, I can still hit the rasp though. But hey, random people over the phone gender me correctly now, so I'm guessing that's a win.
Oh, I get
I'm not gonna
gendered.
lie, I don't really.
The phone is where I always got, even before I came out. I think I just had my voice was always just this higher register. I used to get ma'amed all the time. Oh, this one's about K-pop Demon Hunters. It's the one where Rumi's a trans girl. I'm actually am not big into headcanons. But I just thought this was cute just because of acceptance. Just because I feel like, you know, Mira and Zoe would be really accepting. Okay, this one is technically from a femboy, but I added it because, when I was a kid, I used to dress up anytime my parents would leave the house and I'd be by myself. I would even run in the yard dressed up because they had a big yard and there's trees blocking it. No one could see me, you know. And it was the only time where I feel like I could go out and just be dressed up. I stole girls' clothing. Yeah, I actually got suspended because I stole a cheerleading outfit. But that's another story for another time. And I used to dress up all the time, and I would just, and then sometimes, you know, someone would come in the house, I'd hear the door open, I'd be like, oh shit, so I had to run all the way to my room or the bathroom to change. It was, so this reminds me of that so much.
Where's your leash? little basket? No, the first drawer. I catch you naked? Yeah, kind of. You're beating off the Ozzy Osbourne No More Tears? No, I'm not.
I think that's why I've always had a negative downside towards guys. I'm in the South, and guys are always so crude and gross, in my opinion. So I don't know. There's probably decent guys that aren't that way, but that's what I think of with guys. And I used to play sports, and when I used to play sports, I used to have to go in locker rooms, and they're freaking gross and perverted in the locker rooms. Ugh, yeah. In this life, I'm him.
I'm probably going to lose.
I was trying to.
I'm probably going to lose followers.
Stop! I'm trying to see it.
I'm probably going to lose.
Okay, well, I hope you could have seen that. That was a cute outfit.
I am so tired of watching trans people get mistreated over and over and over again. First of all, I have no idea where this.
I actually thought I took out all the negative ones, but I mean, I don't know if this is negative or not, because she's sticking up for trans people, which more cis people need to do.
Those of you who don't like trans people, you were probably taught to feel
That's
that
exactly
way by
right.
somebody. The fact of the matter is that genderqueer, gender fluid, transgender people have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. The best example I can give is the Native American Two-Spirit. That was an individual who embodied both genders.
I'm actually from Oklahoma, so we actually have a lot of Two-Spirit stuff. All of our LGBT events is actually advertised as 2S LGBT for the Two-Spirit people to be included.
And gender expression does not affect you personally at all. Like whether or not someone is born
yes, but they have to do it. To attack trans people, they have to,
a different gender is none of your
not normalize
really
it. They have to go against it, say it's abnormal. They have to
and refer to them in the way that they want to be referred to. It's really not that difficult, and you have no right to dictate how other people present themselves,
exactly,
how they dress, and what pronouns they want to use. And some of you also make the argument that it's harmful to children to see transgender people.
Yeah, they think it's a virus. It's contagious.
You will go home and physically attack your children. You will neglect them emotionally. You will bully them and then turn around and say, well, I don't want trans people around my children.
They want to bully them. They don't want us to bully them,
Of children, why don't you speak up against, say, the beauty industry, the fashion industry that thrives on body shaming and making people feel insecure about normal human features? And this idea that all trans people are predators is completely false. That could not be further from the truth. Statistics show that most predators are heterosexual.
True. It's like when they go after all the trans people for the school shootings and stuff. They say, oh, we're going to shoot up things and all that.
As the villains.
And like barely any percent at all is trans. You know, like.
Most privilege in society, because those are the people who are going to be committing the most crimes. Why? Because they know they can get away with it. If you can't respect trans people, then don't expect anybody to respect you. They are not harming anybody.
I will not respect people who are like that.
They simply want to exist and be comfortable in their own bodies. If we don't like that or we don't understand that, it really doesn't matter. What matters is respecting their dignity and their rights as your fellow human beings. It's really, really not that hard. I will always stand with my trans brothers and sisters and defend their right to exist and their right to express themselves as they see fit. I'm probably going to lose followers.
Oh. You actually gained a follower from me for that. I'm actually going to click it right now. Bam. I just noticed it's not moving the... Why is it not changing the... That's so weird. It's supposed to be changing the... I need to figure out why it's not doing that. If it hasn't been changing the account name, I apologize. It's so weird that it's not, if that's true, though.
Followers for this, but I really don't care. I am so tired of watching trans people get mistreated over and over and over again. First of all, I have no idea where this disdain for trans people...
You're not lesbians, you're in a strip with us because one of you is trans. I saw this image, and it reminds me of this. And the image was a caption that says, "As of those of you who don't think I'm a girl, hasn't heard me in the bedroom." I told my wife that, and she completely agrees with it. And I apologize for any trans girls that like guys and notice I'm a little biased on my content. I like to see the girlies. Just know I am for you. I just don't like guys myself, so I will not. To me, guys equal you. Does that make sense? Okay.
Queen, there was no uterus to begin with. All right, thank you for your question. I'm going to answer the second part first because I have a very juicy story.
You actually are supposed
Let's
to.
preface by saying that after 6 to 8 weeks after surgery, your stitches are coming out. It still looks like Frankenpuss. It still looks a little less than human and a little more evil than it should be.
I'm not looking forward to that in June. I'm going to catalog all of it.
9, your scars will start to fade a little bit. And this is when I had my first OBGYN appointment. And I was terrified of going into a women's clinic as a post-op trans woman. So my mom called ahead and she was like, "Hi, AJ's coming in today. Please make sure everyone's on the same page." I showed up, I went to the waiting room, I got my intake paperwork, looked down, my dead name is on the paperwork, which had not been a legal name for 4 years. I go into the exam room, I sit on the table, the doctor comes in, she puts on her gloves, she grabs the speculum, she grabs the loop. She's like, "All right, put your feet in straps," and then she's like getting ready to like start, putting it in, and she's like, "Okay, so when did you have your uterus removed?" And I was like, "Queen, there was no uterus to begin with. I am a post-op transgender woman." So they had no idea. They had no idea. By looking at my surgery results, they had no idea. The doctor was mortified. Like, the doctor was like, okay, let's stop. Let's talk about that first. So I'm sitting there like, oh God. Like, we literally called ahead so this wouldn't happen. And eventually they did do the exam. They said I was healing well based on like the...
Yes, but in a way that means at that point, if the gynecologist lady is like asking you that, it's like, okay, well, confirmed. There's no way that you can tell you are trans. You pass. All this kind of... I know a lot of people don't care about passing, but especially in the South, it's a safety thing for me. So, like, if you're ever worried about it, because you get so nervous going to all these places, and the fact that she comes to that conclusion means
the surgery
you pass,
I went back to work, and then I had these like crisis people start calling me and be like, "Hey, we're so sorry you had a bad experience. Please don't tell the media." And I'm like, I work at a news station. There's bigger issues going on in the news than like me right now. They just kept calling me. Like, I got like 3 to 4 calls that day from this organization trying to do damage control. So that was
That's
my
so
experience. Month 8, 9, people stopped knowing, which was crazy. I was not expecting that. So to answer the first part of your question, I did not have to stop HRT before I went into surgery. That was a concern of mine, but for what
I heard I actually don't have to.
They were going to do blood thinner shots, or maybe they didn't think blood clotting was an issue in my case. I did not have to stop HRT, but I do believe I have friends who did. So I know
a lot of things. There's a lot of problems with smoking. I've never smoked, so that's not a problem with me. I've never done any kind of drug of any kind.
Because I didn't want to go into surgery.
In fact, I've only been drunk once, and that was last year.
Okay, so what is my dilation schedule after that? After the 8-9 month mark, I was down to dilating once a day, I think. And then by like a year and a half, 2 years, I was only dilating once or twice a week. But at that point, I was also becoming sexually active. So I was basically using sex to kind of excuse actual dilation because it was still doing the same thing. But it was more fun. And let's be real, once you are able to start using silicone or skin instead of hard PVC plastic, it's amazing. I hope this helps. Thank you for the question. Love you.
I'm both scared. I've never had a real surgery before. So in June, when I get my bottom surgery, it is going to be the first surgery. So it is both I'm so excited for it and terrified of it. And it's weird to have both of those for about the same thing. You know what I mean?
Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Grace.
It's Grace. I love Grace. I followed them before they transitioned all the way and they were discovering themselves. But I love Grace so much. I've talked to her quite a few times on TikTok.
My business partner is gone, so I am the GC for today. Yeah, I've had plumbers and HVAC people, drywall, painting subs, and I'm the GC. So everybody's coming to me for questions. I have been walking around.
I envy being able to dress cute for work. I know she has a lot of tough days where she has to do manual labor and she feels like she can't dress cute when she's doing hard work. And I completely understand that, but I'm so envious of her being able to dress cute while at work. I feel like I only have like 2 days a week that I can dress cute, and that always weighs heavily on me.
I don't know if you'll understand this. I have multiple employees. We have multiple subs. And we're running this big job. And I'm the one in charge. Oh, I forgot to add. So, one of my employees was there, right? And they kept going up to him, like different people would go up to him and like tell him an issue or tell him, you know, what's going on, or ask him a question, and he'd be like, and he pointed to me, he goes, "You're gonna have to talk to the boss." And I'm just like, "Hi."
Oh, that's so awesome. I always love her and her wife. They're awesome, her and Madeline. But yeah, I commend her, because I'm not sure if I could come out in such a male-dominated field, if that makes sense. Especially, you know, because you're working with all these manly guys, and to actually see that they like all accept her as Grace now is just so awesome to see, you know? Oh, sorry, okay. And this is the type, I am so hyper femme. I always feel like I'm too hyper femme, you know? But at the same time, I'll see like trans girls not be hyper femme, and I'm like, how can you not be hyper femme? Like, it is so cute. It is so, you know, trans femme core. Oh, that's so cute. I actually have never been into white monsters. I don't know what's the thing about them. I like the pink ones. And I feel like pink monsters would be more trans femme because pink. So I don't understand white monster. If someone can explain it, please do, because I cannot understand it.
How to DM a trans woman.
Oh.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is send her a picture of the front and back of your credit card. How to DM a trans woman.
And that is facts. So if you want to send me DMs or messages, you can on any social media of mine. Just send any of that info and I will gladly accept them. The joke is topping them means to have sex with them. That's the joke. My wife gets annoyed when I point out the obvious in a funny tone. Anyways, yeah, so, sweetie, at least top one, sweetie, okay? If you watch this, at least top one trans girl. I'll let you pick any of them you know in real life, okay? Okay.
Most don't get a choice.
Oh, I kept this in because it's such a pretty song.
Crouch down in the classroom with the lights on. Some die at the hands of another. And some people build the hills that they die on. And bullets don't discriminate like people do. They don't care about where you claim to believe. And if you think that death is just the unfortunate cost of freedom, you will live and surely die in irony. 'Cause you once said that empathy's made up. You can't stand it, some new age type of you. You probably wouldn't feel a thing if I was gone down. But I am nothing like you. 'Cause violence is a bed in which we wake up. It is heavy, it is twisted, it is silent. It There's bullets, blood, and burning bodies, constant carnage, children starving, seared onto the inside of our eyelids. We are disturbingly desensitized to suffering of the cruelest kind, and bloodshed will continue to exist. When the sick and sudden way died allowed us all to watch it live, the leading cause of death in our kids. And now they say our nation's truly broken. Is this what it took for you to catch on? There are hospitals and churches turned to burning ash, and the red, white, and blue supplied the bomb. Violence doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's a lesson many still have yet to learn. That when your policy is lined with disregard for human life, you cannot be surprised when things like this occur. And all I feel is fear where this leaves us. For people like me and like you, there's a full-blown fire in America and a fascist on Air Force Two.
If you don't know who that is Sasha Allen. Please follow him. He is so awesome. He does so much good music, and I just thought that was really a heartfelt song, so I wanted to put that out there.
I came out to most of my friends as trans. Almost all of them accepted me except for this one friend. She said if God wanted me a woman, I would have been a woman. I honestly don't know how to feel about that. Hopefully my family doesn't find this account. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
That's such a truth. And it's not every religious person is bad. Don't attack religious people, okay? However, every person I have ever had a problem with have used religion to do it. Does that make sense? My old best friend, fuck him. He's not a good person. His name's Levi. And you won't ever find him or know who he is because he has nothing to do with me anymore. But whenever I came out to him, he used religion as the reason to not, And after doing nothing but saying, hey, you'll never be, I only know you as Guy. I only know you as this name. I will never use the other name. I will never accept you and all that. At the very end, he's like, but hey, I got back into magic, so if you want to play any more magic. I was like, fuck you, Guy. Even my wife got on the message and was like, you're supposed to be their friend, and then you didn't accept her, and then, it was a big old thing. And then I had an old lady named Gertie, and hers is just an age thing. It's just something with older people and being religious. She just uses religion as a shield to protect against things she doesn't know. Like, we had a conversation with her when I worked with her, and I wasn't out, about religion. And I explained, I was like, well, every religion thinks they're the one that's correct. I was like, Greek mythology thought they were correct in the time. She's like, Greek mythology never was real. It's fiction. I was like, back in the time, that's what people believed in. And she just couldn't grasp that. It was just such a weird disconnect. But yeah, that is it. That is 25 trans videos on TikTok. I'm sorry if this ran a little long. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see everyone in the next video. If you have any ideas, if you enjoyed this, leave me comments, please. I will look and answer all of them. But thank you. I'll catch everyone in the next video, so bye!